गोविंदम कृष्ण श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान शरणलिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नामश्रेष्ठं मनुमपि शशिपुत्रमात्रः स्वरूपम् रूपं तस्याग्रजमुरुपुरीं मातुरीं गोष्ठवाटिम् राधाकुण्डं गिरिवरमहो राधिका माधवाशा प्राप्तो यस्य प्रतिकृपया श्रीगुरुं नतोऽस्मि। नमस्ते गुरुदेवाय सर्वसिद्धिप्रदायिने सर्वमङ्गलरूपाय सर्वानन्दविदायिने श्रीगुरो ज्ञानदीनबन्धो स्वानन्ददाता करुणैकसिन्धो वृन्दावनासीनहितावतार प्रसीद राधा प्रणय प्रचार त्रायस्वभो जगन्नाथ गुरो संसारवन्दिना ब्रह्मां कालदष्टं च त्वामहं शरणं गतः राधा सन्मुख संशक्तिं सखी संगनिवासिनी तामहं सततं वन्दे रूपां परां सखीं वैराग्ययुक्तभक्तिरसं प्रयत्नैरपायन् मामनदेषु मन्दं कृपाम्बुदीर्य परदुःखदुःखी सनातनं तं प्रभुमाश्रयामि। जयति जयति नामानन्दरूपं मुरारे विरमिल्य धर्मध्यानपूजार्यत्नम् कथमपि सकृदात्तं मुक्तिदं प्राणिनां यत् परममृतमेकं जीवनं भूषणं मे। We are discussing Sarvadam Asmari Guru Padma President Guru Shishya Bhakti-Vidanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, currently Swami Shishya Bhakti-Vidanta Dandi Maharaj, Namnishta Sant Shri Amrutdas Prabhuji, समस्त वैष्णव के चरणों में यथार्थ दंडवत प्रणाम। We are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. This is actually first canto 7 chapter 32 and 33 verse. Vajopadravamalakshya lokagatigaram chatam matam cha vasudevasya satyaharo arjunodvayam रजोपद्रवमालक्ष्य लोकव्यतिकरं च तं मतं च वासुदेवस्य संजहार अर्जुनोद्वयम्. Praja, the people in general, upadravam, disturbance, alaksha, having seen it. Loka, the planets, vyatikaram, destruction, cha also, tam, that, matam cha, and the opinion, vasudevam, of Vasudeva. Sri Krishna, Sanjahara, retracted. Arjuna, Dvayam, both the weapons. Thus, seeing the disturbance of the general populace and the imminent destruction of the planets, Arjuna at once retreated both Brahmastra weapons as Lord Sri Krishna desired. The theory that the modern atomic bomb explosions can annihilate the world is childish imagination. First of all, atomic energy is not powerful enough to destroy the world. And secondly, ultimately, it all rests on the supreme will of the Supreme Lord. Because without His will or sanction, nothing can be built or destroyed. Also, natural laws are ultimately powerful. Material nature's law works under the direction of the Lord, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. The Lord says there that natural laws work under His supervision. What can be destroyed only by the will of the Lord and not by the whims of tiny politics. Lord Shri Krishna desired that the weapons released by both Drauni and Arjun be withdrawn, and it was carried out by Arjuna at once. Similarly, there are many agents of the all-powerful Lord, and by his will only can one execute what he desires. तत आसाद्य तरसा दारुणं गौतमी सुतं भवन्धामर्षतां राक्षा पशुं दशनया यथा तत आसाद्य तरसा दारुणं गौतमी सुतं भवन्धामर्षतां राक्ष पशुं दशनया यथा Tata, thereupon, Asadya arrested Tarasa, Gautami Sutam, the son of Gautami, Bhavanda, bound up, Amarsha, angry, Tamraksha, with copper red eyes, Pashum, animal, Rashanaya, by ropes, Yatha, as it were. Arjun, by his eyes, blazing in anger, like two red copper, dangerously arrested and bound him up with ropes like an animal. So here it is told that Dronacharya's son Ashwatthama was bound up like animal because he had acted in a way which is not sanctioned by the scriptures. Understand? He was arrested. Ashwatthama's mother Kunti was born in the family of Gautama. The significant point in the shloka is here that Ashwatthama was caught and bound up with ropes like an animal. According to Sridhar Swami, Arjun was obliged to catch this son of Brahmana like an animal as a part of his duty dharma. This suggestion by Sridhar Swami is also confirmed in the later statement of Sri Krishna. Ashwatthama was a bona fide son of Dronacharya and Krupi, but because he had degraded himself to a lower status of life, it was proper to treat him as an animal and not as a Brahmana. So see here that Dronacharya's son had fallen down. So here, thus seeing the disturbance of the general populace and the imminent destruction of the planets, Arjuna at once retracted both Brahmastra weapons as Lord Shri Krishna desired. Arjuna, his eyes blazing in anger like two red balls of copper, dexterously arrested the son of Gautami and bound him with ropes like an animal. So Arjuna, you see that he has arrested and his eyes are blazing like two red balls of copper. This actually signifies the level of his anger, how angry he must be. Because he had killed his sons, which were innocent, and especially when they were sleeping. Generally speaking, when someone is sleeping, you are not supposed to attack. But Ashwatthama did not follow the rules and regulations of the scriptures. Prabhupada is telling here, Prajopadrava Lokavati chatat matam cha vasudevasya sanjahararjunodvayam tata sadya tarasa darunam gavatami sutam bhavandam raksha vashum rashanaya yatha Prajopadramam alaksha. This is the duty of the king or the government. What is the duty of the king or the government? to see that the citizens are in peaceful condition. So two Brahmastra weapons released, one by Ashwatthama and by Arjuna. It created a havoc, catastrophe, and the people were suffering. So this is the duty of the government to see that everyone is in peaceful condition. During Maharaj Yudhishthira's time, they were so happy that it is stated that there was not even scorching heat and pinching cold also. Neither people were in anxiety for their livelihood. This is government to see that people are in good atmosphere in everything. That is the first duty of the government. Of course, we have seen at the present moment also in some of the European governments, they have got very good arrangement. In England, I have seen, although they have lost their empire, still people get free education, free medical treatment, and England does not produce practically anything except potato. There, the government imports so many tables so that people may not suffer for want of food. So that is the way of good government from the time immemorial. So according to the Vedic system, the government has to look after about the ultimate goal of life also. The modern government, they are anxious to give material comforts. But formerly the aim was how to educate people for spiritual advancement of life. Therefore, the society was divided into four higher and lower divisions: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. You cannot make one class of men. That is not very good arrangement. There must be different departments according to capacity. You cannot engage a Shudra in a Brahmana's position. Neither you can engage a Brahman in the Shudra's position. But every one of them should be cooperative. Not that everyone has got the same capacity. Combinedly, they should make progress. And that progress is Yajna. Yajna means how to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu's another name is Yajnapati, Yajneshwara. So in the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated, Yajnarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. People have to be trained up to work for Yajna, Yajnartha. If you do not act for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, Yajnarthe karma anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. Otherwise, karma bandhana. You become bound up or conditioned by your work. So these things are there. And it is the duty of the government to see how things are going on. But it is simply now dream. People are also not interested what is the aim of life, what is the mission of this human form of life. Neither there is guidance. There are so many upadravas. That is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga means that people will be more and more unhappy. Prayena alpayusha kalavasmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya upadhrata. The first thing is that the duration of life will decrease. Alpa ayusha. And manda, all bad men. Hardly will find any good man. Manda. Manda means bad and slow. Both the meanings can be manda. Mandagati. They are not interested in progressive life. That is also manda. Manda mataya. And they have got their own opinions. They do not follow the standard path. And is confirmed by the so-called leaders. Jato mot, tato pot. You can manufacture your own way of life. These are the situation of upadrava. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya upadhuta. And this Kali Yuga, everyone is unfortunate. Manda bhagya. Even in family, there is no family life. It is now increasing. They cannot live even peacefully in family. Family means husband, wife, children, father, mother. Generally, this is family. So in the family also, there are enemies. This is prominent nowadays. How in the family one becomes enemy? Chanakya Pandit says, Runakarta Pita Shatru. A father in debts to others is enemy. Runakarta Pita Shatru. Because according to Mani Samhita, the son inherits the property of the father. That is everywhere. So Manu Samhita also makes responsible the son for the father's debt. Nowadays, if my father is debtor, I am not responsible. But according to the Vedic laws, the son is responsible for the father's debt. Now he inherits the property. Why he shall not inherit the debts of the father? According to Mani Samhita law, he is obliged to pay the debt of the father. We have seen one very practical example. Even 50 years ago in Calcutta, there was a very big barrister. He was a political leader. He was Mr. C.R. Das. His father died insolvent. His father was also a very respectable man, but later on, he became so much debtor that he died insolvent. Declared. This Mr. C.R. Das, he did not get any property from the father, but by his practice as a barrister, he became a very rich man. In those days, his monthly income was 50,000 rupees. He called all the creditors of his father and paid paisa to paisa. That my father died in debt. Now I have got money, you can take. So this is the duty of the son. But if one is poor man, he cannot pay. So he becomes a subject matter of criticism. Under the circumstances, the father becomes the enemy. So therefore, the Chanakya Pandit enunciation, Runakarta Pita Shatru and Mata Shatru Vyavicharini. And if the mother, either she becomes prostitute or marries for the second time in the presence of elderly children, she is enemy. Runakarta Pita Shatrur Mata Shatrur Vyavicharini. And Chanakya Pandit had very bad experience with his wife. So he says, Rupavati Bharya Shatru. If the wife is very beautiful, she is enemy. And Putra Shatrur Apandita. And if the son is a rascal, no education, he is enemy. So these are the family enemies. So everything is there in the Vedic literature. Instruction, how family should be maintained, how the aim of life should be fulfilled. Everything is. Guidance is there. And as I have repeatedly said, that Veda Puran, the aim of life being forgotten. I have repeatedly said that Veda Puran, the aim of life being forgotten. Krishna Bhuli Sei Jiva Anadi Bahir Mukha Ataiva Maya Tare Deya Samsaradi Dukha Chetan Charitamrita. Ataiva Krishna Veda Purana Karila. So the Vedas and Puranas are there. The instructions are there. Just like here is instruction. Matam cha Vasudevasya. Matam, the opinion should be taken from Vasudeva, Krishna. That opinion is already there in the Bhagavad Gita. Vasudeva personally giving instruction. But we neither take moral instruction, neither Vasudeva's instruction, neither we have got any intelligence. This is Kali Yuga. Moodha. Generally we are moodha, especially in Kali Yuga. Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagyahi Upadrutam. So Bhagavatam 1.1.10. Here it is said, Prajopadravam. So many Upadravas. Actually, we are very much harassed on account of the time, place, circumstances, and so on. It is a very hopeless condition. Therefore, Shastra has recommended that you chant Hare Krishna. It is very hopeless condition. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyatha. 3 times it is told. When you speak 3 times anything, it means I am giving stress. You do this, you do this, you do this. It is like that. That in order to stop so many inconveniences of the present day life, Kali means quarrel. Simply creating quarrel, misunderstanding. This is Kali. The Shastra has given us. Kali Yuga is very dangerous. One cannot make his life mission fulfilled. One is not very happy. There are so many obstacles in the peaceful way of life. Even in the family, in the society, politically, nationally, internationally, so many difficulties. Everyone has got the experience. Therefore, the recommendation of the Shastra, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. We cannot rectify all these difficulties because this is the age for all these difficulties. You must know it. They are trying to mitigate all these difficulties in different ways. But Shastra says that it is not possible. Only it is possible only by chanting the Hare Nama, the holy name of the Lord. The holy name of the Lord is Krishna, Rama. Other names are there, but they are subordinate, not subordinate. There is no question of superior or inferior in the holy name of the Lord, but we have to pick up the order of the Shastra. Tasma Shastra Vidhanokta. As the Shastra gives regulative, we have to accept that. And if we do not accept that, Shastra Vidamusraja Vartate Kamakaraka. If we do physically, then no siddhim abapnoti, no sukham na param gatim. So it is the intention of the Shastra, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also inaugurated this Hare Krishna movement for the benefit of the whole world, and it has been accepted practically. So this is the only way to save us from all kinds of difficulties. Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagyahi upadruta. There will be upadruta so many times. So we should accept matam cha vasudevasya. We should accept the instruction given by Vasudeva and the Shastra. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. They will speak the same thing. Guru means who speaks on the basis of Shastra. Otherwise, he is not Guru. And Shastra means the opinion of the great authorities. Just like Vyasadeva, Parashar Muni, Narad Muni, modern acharyas, we do not neglect. We may differ from the philosophical point of view, just like Buddha, Shankaracharya, Vaishnavas. We do not accept the philosophy of Buddha or Shankaracharya. Buddha's philosophy is zero, Shunyavadi, and Shankara's philosophy is Nirvisheshavadi, impersonal. So we defy this, Nirvishesh Shunyavadi. But we have got all respect for them. Don't think that we disrespect. Keshavadhrita Buddha Sharira Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare. And the Vaishnavas know Shankaracharya. Shankara, Swayam Shankara. He is incarnation of Lord Shiva. And Lord Buddha is incarnation of Krishna. So they come for particular purpose to benefit the whole world. But that is for the time being. That is not permanent. The permanent solution is Matam cha Vasudevasya. That is permanent. Matam cha Vasudevasya. That is permanent. वासुदेवस्य मतं सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज. This is Vasudeva. You simply surrender unto me. That is real mata. Everyone is surrendered. Even Shankaracharya says, Bhagavata Gita Kinchad Dita Ganga Jalava Kanika Pita. If you read a little portion of Bhagavad Gita, your life is a success. That is the recommendation given by Shankaracharya. So Bhagavan Swayam Krishna. Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. Ete Cham Sakala Pamsam Krishna to Bhagavan Swayam. He is Vasudeva. He is son of Devaki and Vasudeva. Or he is Nandanandan Krishna. He has admitted Narayana Para Avyaktat. Shankaracharya also told Narayana Paraha Avyaktat. Actually, Nirvisheshvad is for this material world because it is Mithya. They say, Shankarites, they say Mithya. We Vaishnavas don't say Mithya because Mithya it cannot be. If the absolute truth is true, how Mithya can come from the Param Satyam? So what Shankaracharya Srila Swami Maharaj is telling that, what Shankaracharya is telling, Jagan Mithya, the material world is false. But here Swami Maharaj is telling that the material world has come from the absolute truth, Sri Krishna. So therefore it cannot be false. It can be temporary, but it cannot be false. Nothing false can emanate from embodiment of the Supreme Truth. But the conception that we can be happy in this material world is false. Understand? But material world is not false. Or the conception that I am the proprietor of this material world, or I am proprietor of everything as survey, is false. So we Vaishnavas, we don't say Mithya, because Mithya is cannot be. Material world cannot be Mithya. If the absolute truth is true, how Mithya can come from the Param Satya? Brahman Satya. If Brahma is truth, how Janmadasyato, everything is born from Brahma. How something can be untruth? No, that is not. Truth is there, but when we misunderstand the truth or misuse the truth, then we are in trouble. That is Vaishnava philosophy. So, what is the truth? Vasudeva Sarvamiti Mahatma Sudurlava. And that can be understood when you are advanced. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Here is the truth. Nothing can be mixture. Everything is truth. You have to find out the truth. So what is the truth? The truth is that Ishavasya idam sarvam yakincham jagatyam jagat tena chaktena bhundita magrida tasya siddhanam. This is a mantra from Ishopanishad. Mantra 1. Ishavasyam idam sarvam yakincha jagatyam jagat tena chaktena bhundita magrida tasya siddhanam. Everything animate or inanimate that is within the universe is controlled and owned by the Lord. One should therefore accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as his quota, and one should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong. So what is that truth? The truth is that Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. Everything is God's creation. And Krishna, the Supreme Lord, God says, Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Surudam Sarvabhutanam Jatva Mam Shanti Mruchati. He is the proprietor, but we do not understand that truth, that he is the proprietor. We are creating our proprietorship. That is untruth. That is untruth. That is Mithya. Jagan Mithya. Jagat is not Mithya. But our behavior with the Jagat or the world is Mithya. Jagat is not Mithya. The world is not false. How it can be Mithya? False. Janma Dasya Yataha. It is coming, emanating from the absolute truth. It is truth. But we have to find out the truth. And what is the truth? That is described by Sri Rupa Goswami. Prapanchikataya buddhya hari sambandhi vastuna moksha parityago vairagyam phalvukathyate vairagyam phalvukathyate. Give up everything as mithya, prapanchikataya buddhya, as material. Hari sambandhi vastuna. Because everything is in connection with Hari, energy. So do not reject things as Jagan Mithya. Do not reject. Prapanchika Sambandhi Vasuna Mukshili Mithya. Vairagyam Phalu Kasyate. Do not reject, utilize it properly. That is one. It actually follow Matam Cha Vasudevasya. And if we want to stop the upadra, the disturbances of this material world, as Arjuna is following under the instruction of Krishna, is doing everything under the instruction of Krishna. But he is doing political. He is contracting with this Brahmastra, another Brahmastra. As a military man, he is doing this duty. But he is doing everything under the instruction of Krishna. That is wanted. That is truth. Don't do anything thinking yourself as independent. You cannot be independent. If you don't accept Matamcha Vasudevasya, then by the ear you will be pulled by the Maya to do something. You will be obliged to do something. You are not independent. As soon as you forget this principle, you become fool enough to consider as independent. I am as good as, I am God. That is rascaldom. That is rascaldom. Soham. That does not mean that I am as good as I am God. No. I cannot be God because I am under the obligation of the laws of nature. Prakrute kriyamanani unnekani sarvasha ahankara vimuratma kartaham iti manyate. You cannot be independent. You are not independent. If you falsely think that you are as good as God or you are independent, that is ahankara vimudha atma. So following the Mahajans, the principles as Arjuna is doing, we must follow the instruction of Krishna. That is fully explained in the Bhagavad Gita. And surrender unto him. Then our life will be successful. There will be no disturbance. Otherwise, if we declare independence, that is trouble. It will create simply trouble. Daiviyesha gunamai mama maya duratyaya manevaye prapadyante maya netam tarandite. That is maya. To think oneself independent is maya. We are not independent. We are completely under the control. So long we declare independence, we suffer. And if we remain fully dependent on the will of Krishna, Vasudeva, then we are happy. Thank you very much. So here, Srila Bhakti-Vidanta Swami Maharaj explained to us these two verses. Next set of verses is 34 and 35. Shibiraya Nimishantam Rajva Badhvari Kumbala Praharjanam Prakupito Bhagwan Ambudeshana Shibiraya Nimishantam Rajva Badhvari Kumbala Praharjanam Prakupito Bhagavan Ambudeshana. Shibiraya, on the way to the military camp, Nini Shantam, while bringing him, Rajva, by the rope, Badhva, bound up, Ripum, the enemy, Balat, by force, Praha, said, Arjunam, unto Arjuna, Prakupitaha, in an angry mood, Bhagavan, the personality of God, Ambudeshana, who looks with his lotus eyes. After binding Ashwatthama, Arjuna wanted to take him to the military camp. personality of Godhead Shri Krishna, looking on with his lotus eyes, spoke to angry Arjuna. Both Arjuna and Lord Shri Krishna are described here in an angry mood. But Arjuna's eyes were like balls of red copper, whereas the eyes of Lord were like lotuses. This means that the angry mood of Arjuna and that of the Lord are not on the same level. The Lord is transcendence, and thus he is absolute in any state. His anger is not like the anger of a conditioned living being within the modes of qualitative material nature. Because he is absolute, both his anger and pleasure are the same. His anger is not exhibited in the three modes of material nature. It is only a sign of his bent of mind towards the cause of his devotee, because that is his transcendental nature. Therefore, even if he is angry, the object of anger is blessed. He is unchanged in all circumstances. Text 35. Mainam partharhasi tratum brahmabandhu mimam jahi yo asavanagasa suttan avidhin shibalaka mainam partharhasi tratum brahmabandhum imam jahi yo asava anagasa suttan avadhin nishibalakan mainam partha arhasi tratum brahmabandhum jahiyasav angasa Supan avadhit nishibalakan. Mayanam, never unto him. Partha Arjuna, Arhasi, ought to, Tratum, give release. Brahma, Bandhum, a relative of a Brahmana. Imam, him. Jahi, kill. Yaha, he who has. Asav, those. Anagasaha, faultless, Suptan, while sleeping, Avadhit, killed, Nishi, at night, Balakan, the boys. Lord Sri Krishna said, O Arjuna, you should not show mercy by releasing this relative of a Brahmana, Brahma Bandhu, for he has killed innocent boys in their sleep. The word Brahma Bandhu is significant. A person who happens to take birth in the family of a Brahmana, but is not qualified to be a Brahmana, is addressed as a relative of Brahmana and not as a Brahmana. The son of a high court judge is not virtually a high court judge, but there is no harm in addressing a high court judge's son as a relative of the honorable justice. Therefore, as by birth, only one does not become a high court judge, so also one does not become a Brahmana simply by birthright, but by acquiring the necessary qualifications of a Brahmana. As the High Court judgeship is a post for the qualified man, so also the post of a Brahmana is attainable by qualification only. The Shastra enjoins that even if good qualifications are seen in a person born in a family other than that of a Brahmana, the qualified man has to be accepted as a Brahmana. Similarly, if a person born in the family of a Brahmana is void of a Brahminical qualification, then he must be treated as a non-Brahmana, or in better terms, a relative of a Brahmana. Lord Sri Krishna, the supreme authority of all religious principles, the Vedas, has personally pointed out these differences. He is about to explain the reason for this in following shloka. After binding Ashwatthama, Arjuna was taken to the military camp. The personality of God is Sri Krishna, looking on with his lotus eyes, spoke to angry Arjuna. Lord Krishna said, O Arjuna, you should not show mercy by releasing this relative of a Brahmana, Brahma Bandhu, for he has killed innocent boys in their sleep. Shantam Rajabhadvari Prahar Kupito Bhagavan Ambujekshana Marinam Partharhasi Trakum Brahma Bandhum Imam Jahi Yo Asav Anagasa Suktan Avadhin Nishibalakan. So Bhagavan Ambujekshana. Ambuja means lotus flower. Bhagavan is described in many places as Ambujekshana. Lotus eyed, lotus feet, lotus navel. In so many ways. Lotus palms. So Ambujekshana, very beautiful eyes like the petals of a Padma, lotus flower. But at the same time, Prakupita. He is angry. He is angry. Still Ambujekshana. Not that as the Mayavadis think that God is kind, why he should be angry? But here it is said, Prakupita. Pra means specifically. Prakrishta Rupena Kupita. Very angry. Prakupita. And he was rather glad that this Ashwathama, who happens to be the son of a Brahmana, still he was angry. He asked him not to excuse this rascal. Not to excuse. It is next verse. It is said, Mainam Partharhasi Tratum Brahma Bandhu Mimam Jahi. He is Brahma Bandhu. He is not a Brahmana. He is Brahma Bandhu. Everyone can say, I am the son of a Brahmana. That is Brahma Bandhu. Or a friend of a Brahmana. That does not mean that he is a Brahmana. That is the idea. Brahman is not the body. Brahman is the quality. If Brahman is body, then when a Brahman is dead, the son take the dead body to the crematorium place and burn the body. Then if the body is Brahmana, then the sons are committing sins by Brahmahatya. No, that is not Brahmahatya. Brahman is the quality. That quality is gone. With the departure of the soul, that quality is gone. Now this body is simply a lump of matter. There is no shame when the body is burned into ashes. The idea is that, as described in the Shastra, who is the Brahmana, who is the Shudra, who is the Kshatriya, and who is the Vaishya. It is all described in the Bhagavad Gita. So Satyam, Shamo, Damas, Titiksha, Arjavam, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam, Brahma, Karma, Sabhavajam, Karma, Guna and Karma. Here Ashwathama, although he is born of a Brahman father, he did not possess the quality of a Brahman. Neither the work of a Brahman. He degraded himself. First of all, he was engaged as a soldier, assist to flatter Duryodhana. He wanted to please Duryodhana by killing the Pandavas. But he was such a fool. Instead of killing the Pandavas, he killed the 5 sleeping sons of the Pandavas. How much abominable he is. Just imagine. Here it is said, Suktan Avadhin Nishibalakan. First of all, they were minor age. They were sleeping and they were killed at night. Just see what kind of Brahman he is. A Brahman business is not to kill. Even a Brahman can kill. He doesn't require even sword or any other weapon. Simply by cursing he can kill. Brahman was so powerful, but still it is not the business of a Brahman. When killing is required, it is done by the Kshatriyas, not by the Brahmanas. Just like the Vishwamitra Muni, he was disturbed by the Tadaka Rakshasi. He was quite powerful. Even by cursing, he could kill this Tadaka Rakshasi in the forest. But he did not do so. For killing the Rakshasi, he approached Maharaj Dasarath. Because he is Kshatriya, he is the king. His business is to give protection to the disturbed citizens. Just like we apply to the magistrate, similarly the king is responsible. He did not kill. Vishwamitra formerly was Kshatriya, but since he became Brahmana, by his endeavor in lifetime, he became a Brahmana, a great sage, Rishi. So since he became Brahmana, he was not interested in killing anyone. That is not Brahmana's business. Brahmana's business is Shamo, Dama, Titiksha. Even if he is disturbed by somebody, Titiksha, he tolerates. Kama, Rupa, Tapaswin, he does not become. And when it is intolerable, he approaches the Kshatriya. So in considering all angles of vision, this Ashwatthama was not a Brahmana. Therefore, Krishna personally advised him. Ma henam partha arhasi pratum. Don't excuse him. Kill him. This Brahma Bandhu. He has done wrong. Now he deserves to be killed. It is clearly said. So does it mean that Krishna is advising Brahmatya? No. Krishna cannot do that. He is a teacher, world teacher. How can he advise somebody, especially his friend Arjuna? Bhaktosi me, priyosi me. Can you advise anything adverse to your friend, to your son? No, I must give very good advice. So Krishna is advising Arjuna, don't excuse this rascal Brahma Bandhu. Don't excuse. This is Krishna's advice. But it does not mean that we can do anything and everything under the pretext of Krishna's advice. You must be first of all a confidential friend or servant of Krishna. You must receive direct order from Krishna. Then you can do it. Otherwise not. Otherwise not. Under the pretext that Krishna said, my spiritual master has said, Prabhupada has said, manufacture something. Don't do that. Unless you are directly ordered, you cannot do at least such things as to chastise the Brahma Bandhu. This should not be done. Here is direct order. So Bhagavan Ambuja, although he is angry, although he is the Supreme Lord Bhagavan, he is not so-called violent. How non-violent? Non-violent or violent? Violence is also one of the qualifications of God. Especially in political matters, when the Kshatriyas are dealing, there is always violence. Without violence, Kshatriya has no meaning. Shata. Shata means injury. Trayate. Kshatriya's duty is to save the citizen from being injured by others. That is Kshatriya. Even an animal just like this Kali was trying to kill cow. Maharaj Parikshit was on his tour. He saw that a black man was trying to kill a cow. Immediately he took his sword. Who are you, rascal? You are trying to kill a cow in my kingdom? That is Kshatriya's duty. Kshatriya's duty is to give protection from injury for the safety of the citizen. The citizen must feel safety that we have got such a nice king. There is no fear of anything. It is said in the Bhagavatam, there was no anxiety. The citizens should feel so much safe that we have such a nice king that we have no danger at all, not being injured, not our property being stolen or injustice given. That is the real government. When the citizens will feel completely safe, that requires Kshatriya, not these Chama, Bhangis and Shudras voted and become the president and minister. That will not be successful. That is not possible. There must be trained of Kshatriyas. Then there will be good government, trained. They should be trained means they should be advised by the Brahmanas. Therefore, 4 divisions required. The Brahmanas have no interest or they have no time. Even a Brahmana is made king. It is not his business. He may do it for some time, temporarily, just like Vishwamitra also did, but it is not his business. The Brahmana should give advice to the ministers or the legislators. They should be all qualified Brahmanas, not paid men. Paid man has nothing to do. Even during the time of Maharaj Chandragupta, emperor, he had a Brahman minister, prime minister, Chanakya Pandit. He was not taking a single farthing as salary. When once explanation was called for from Chanakya Pandit by Chandragupta, immediately he resigned. You cannot call any explanation. Then I resigned. And he was living in a cottage. not that palatial building, palatial building. He was living in a cottage. That was the system. Brahmana lived very humbly. He was not poor. Not that they are poor men. They were so rich that when Vishwamitra approached Maharaj Dasharath, immediately vacated his seat and welcomed. Sir, sir, sit down here. So respectful. This is the Vedic culture. The Brahmanas would not accept any comfort, but the Kshatriyas would be very, very glad to give all comforts to the Brahmana. In our Shastra, Brahman Bhojan, it is recommended that Brahmanas should be invited to take prasad. Now they have manufactured Daridra Bhojan or Daridra Narayan Bhojan. They have made Daridra Narayan. But that is not Vedic culture. Vedic culture is to find out qualified Brahmanas, sages, sannyasis. They would refuse, but still they will fall down. Please come, take some prasad. This is Vedic culture. Brahmana's position is very, very exalted. Now, since after the battle of Kurukshetra, they have become Brahma Bandhu. The example is here, the Brahma Bandhu. So we should not become Brahma Bandhu. We should become actually Brahmana. And Brahma Janati iti Brahmana. One who knows Brahman, he is Brahmana. And one who knows Parabrahma, he is Vaishnava. Brahma and Parabrahma. So Krishna is Parabrahma. In Bhagavad Gita it is said, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Austvarusha Sarve Devarshi Narada Satha Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Brahmishime. So to realize Brahman realization, that is also spiritual. That is not material. Aham Brahmasmi, that is spiritual. But that is the first appreciation of the absolute truth. That is not complete appreciation or complete knowledge. Complete knowledge is when one understands the Param Brahma. That is complete understanding. Not simply Brahman. Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagwan. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwan iti Shabdate. The absolute truth. Vadanti tattva vidas tattvam yad jnanam advayam. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagwan iti Shabdate. Tattva means absolute truth. What is that absolute Advaigyan? One Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagwan. They are not different. Advayam, the same absolute. But it is due to my position, angle of vision, is realized in three different features. Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagwan. That one Tattva Vastu, absolute truth. So to understand even Brahma, one requires to become Brahman. Brahman Janati iti Brahmana. Brahma, understand Brahma. That is the first step. Then you have to make further progress. The example we have given many times, that we are in the sunshine. Now there is sunshine, that is also Brahma or heat and light. But the heat and light here, 93 million miles away from the sun, and the heat and light in the sun are different. That temperature is different. So when you go to the sun god, that position, and to enjoy heat and light from 93 million miles away, that is also different. Although heat and light is there in the sun globe, and heat and light in the sunshine, but still sunshine is not the sun globe. Sun globe is not the sun god. Similarly, this is a crude example. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy is Achinta Vedabhed Tattva. Everything is God and everything is not God. This philosophy is propounded by Lord Chaitanya as Achinta Vedabhed Tattva. Everything is simultaneously one and different from everything else. The cosmic manifestation created by the Supreme Lord by his material energy is also simultaneously different and non-different from it. The material energy is non-different from the Supreme Lord, but at the same time, because that energy is acting in a different way, it is different from him. Similarly, the individual living entity is one and different from the Supreme Lord. It is simultaneously one and different philosophy is the perfect conclusion of the Bhagavad school as confirmed here by Kapil Dev. Everything is God and everything is not God. Veda Veda. Veda means not different and Aveda means one. Achinta Veda Veda. Hmm. Achintya. For us, how we can adjust at the same time one and different. Therefore it is Achintya, not Chintya. Chintaniya. In our present sense, it is difficult to adjust things, how we are one and different with the Supreme Absolute Truth. Achintya Veda Veda. In this way, we have to understand that Vijnanartham Saburam Eva Vigachet. Mundak Upanishad 1.2.12. Through Parampara system, just as Arjuna is in the Parampara system, Arjuna was being taught directly by Krishna. We should learn from Arjuna. That is Parampara system. Evam Parampara Praptam Imam Rajarshayo Viduhu Takal Neha Mahata Yogo Nashta Param Tapa. Then you understand. If you take the words of Arjuna, how he appreciated Bhagavad Gita and how he appreciated Krishna, then your knowledge is perfect. If you manufacture meaning and manufacture ideas by your own concocted poor fund of knowledge, achinta khaluye bhava natam starke abyoje. What is beyond your sense perception? Adoksha. Therefore, Krishna is called Adokshaja. Adaha krutam akshaja indriya jnanam yena iti adokshaja. Adakruta, subdued. You cannot approach Krishna by material sense perception. It is not possible. Therefore, his name is Adokshata. Still, you have to offer your service to the Supreme. Sabai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adokshaje ahituki apratiyata yatma samprasidati. Adokshata is the idea that unless we approach the Adokshat Krishna, Ata Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyai sevan mukhe jivado swayameva suratyada. Nobody can understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, quality and pastimes of Sri Krishna through his materially contaminated senses. Only when one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service to the Lord are the transcendental name, form, quality and pastimes of the Lord revealed to him. Bhakti Rasam Sindhu 1.2.234. Those who are trying to study Krishna by these blunt senses, they will never understand Krishna. They will never understand. Therefore, Krishna is rejecting. Krishna is regretting that these rascals, they consider me as human being. Avajananti mam mudha manashim tanumashitam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. They have been described as rascals. One who estimates Krishna from material point of view, material vision, is mudha. Therefore, he cannot surrender to Krishna. Namam Vishwastitam Mudha Prapadyante Naradhama. Lowest of the mankind, Naradham. Why lowest? Sinful? Dustutina. These things are there. If you want to understand Krishna, then we should take the prescription of Krishna. What Krishna said? Bhaktyamam abhijanati. One can understand me by the process of bhakti. Never said Krishna that yogi can understand me, or the jnanis can understand me, or the karmis can understand. Never. Naham tisthami vaikunthe yoginam hrideshvativa mad bhaktaya gayanti tatra tisthami narada. All the yogis are trying to say Krishna always within the heart. Yam brahma vurnangra dramurtaistu vandidivyastaveir. Vede sanga padakramam rishadir gayanti yasamaga. Dhyanavastitgatena manasa pashyanti ham yogino yasyam vidu surasra guna devaya tasmai namah. Those who are perfect yogis, they see always Krishna within the core of the heart. Manmana bhavamad bhakto, that is perfect yogi. Krishna admits, yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatamo mata. That is the first class yogi. One who is thinking of Krishna always within the core of the heart. Yogis, jnanis, karmis and bhaktas. So when you become bhakta, then you are perfect karmi. You are perfect yogi. You are perfect jnani. Unless you are perfect jnani, how can you surrender to Krishna? बहुनाम जन्मनाम ज्ञानवान माम प्रपद्यते वासुदेवा सर्वमिति आत्मा sudurlabha. After many births cultivating knowledge, when he is actually wise, jnanavan, then what is the symptom? Mame mam prapadyante. He surrenders to Krishna. Why? Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. You understand that Krishna is everything. That is real knowledge. Otherwise, it is not knowledge, it is speculation. So speculation will not help you. We must have perfect knowledge, and that knowledge is given by Krishna. You take it and follow Mahajans like Arjun and other devotees. Then you understand Krishna. As soon as you understand Krishna, you are immediately liberated. Immediately. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tattva deham punarjanma neti mameti so arjuna. That is liberation. So simple thing. Man manavo mad bhakto madhya jimam namastu. Bhagavad Gita 1865. Simply think of Krishna. Chant Krishna's name. Hare Krishna and be honest. And liberation is guaranteed. Thank you very much. We will stop here. Tomorrow will be class on Deva Dharma, followed by verse number 36 and 37. Hare Krishna. वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधर्विका गिरधारी श्री राधा विनोद बिहार जी की जय जय नित्यला पुरुष जगद्गुरु श्री श्रीमद भक्तिवेदांत नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज गुरुदेव की जय विद्या वृष्णम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोस्वामी महाराज की जय विद्या वृष्णम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद भक्तिवेदांत त्रिविक्रम गोस्वामी महाराज जी की जय विद्या वृष्णम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद गौरवंद गोस्वामी महाराज की जय विद्या वृष्णम विष्णुपाद श्री श्रीमद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज जी की जय आचार्य श्री श्री श्रीमद भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय सपरिकर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासारी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी गोवर्धन द्वार शवनात्मक शिव मंगल की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय दंडी स्वामी श्री श्री भक्तिवेदांत दंडी महाराज जी की जय नाम निष्ठ संत श्री अनिरुद्धास प्रभु की जय मठेल सेवक वृंद की जय धामवासी भक्त वृंद की जय समागत भक्त वृंद की जय पुरुषोत्तम महास्वत की जय हरे हरे